Yo, what's going on, guys? Good afternoon. How are you? How you liking the new time slots, my friends? What's happening? Good to see you. What do you say? What do you know? Second live stream of the day. Let's get into it, guys. Let's hit this one out of the park. Let's hit the ground running. Let's roll. What do we got? 0 super chats to start the stream, so let's go with Rockhound. What's up, buddy? Happy New Year, brother. Good to see you, my dude. Good to see you. Excited about the new schedules we're doing. Quentin, what's up, my guy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Another local in the house. What's up? 2026 going to bring us amazing opportunities. I hope everyone in the Patreon is clearly hearing your solid strategical plan. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We are jack stacked and fanny packed. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe on the way in. 32 people here. We got 10 likes, guys. Oof, come on, man. It's like a kick in the sack. Let's go. Dave, what's up, man? Good to see you. Carl, good to see you, my guy. Metal Detecting England, what's up, man? Hello, all. Looks like I'm holding my 10 million Jasmine. Let's go. Not a bad bag at all, my friend. Not a bad bag at all. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, too, brother. Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. Sold at Hero says, Happy New Year, Rob. Happy New Year to you, too, man. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. All right, let's get into it here, guys. Bitcoin trying to bounce back. Things are getting kind of tight here. Things are getting kind of tight. We got this bottom trend line we're holding in this bear flag. We're trying to move our way back up to the 30-day moving average, currently at 88,943. We have been rejecting off of that level since December 14th. Every single day, right? Something's got to give, guys. We're either going to break above the 30-day moving average and come up to put in that right shoulder, or we're going to continue to reject off and eventually getting a harder rejection and breaking down towards our target of $69,000 to $74,000. So that's kind of what Bitcoin's looking like right now. Terry, I see you, brother. I see you, my guy. Let's keep rolling along here. Let's get into the news. See what's happening across the crypto space. Since we are, again, caught up in the chat. Oh, you know what? I don't got my BTCC hat on. What's up? There we go. Boom. Channel sponsor, BTCC. Check the link out down below. Don't be a fuddy fud. Check it out, guys. Charles Schwab eyes Bitcoin spot trading in 2026. What the heck are we talking about? Let's get into it. Oh, Charles, we hardly knew you. Rick Wursters expressed optimism for Bitcoin in 2026, citing favorable macroeconomic conditions despite recent downturns, with plans for spot cryptocurrency trading services by mid-year. This potential expansion underscores rising client interest in cryptocurrencies, reflecting broader trends in financial institutions increasingly adopting digital asset offerings. Let's go, baby. Quote, he says, quote, while we are preparing for potential spot Bitcoin trading in the first half of 2026, there are still significant macroeconomic details that remain unaddressed. As Schwab eyes Bitcoin spot trading services, the immediate implications could mean a more robust adoption of cryptocurrencies by institutional and retail investors alike. The potential impact on Bitcoin could double as Schwab expands its offerings beyond traditional financial products. You'll love to see it, guys. In response to the ongoing discussions, market participants have shown increased interest with notable rise in client, like as we talk about this all the time, right? We're seeing more and more institutional adoption when it comes to spot crypto ETFs, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, HBAR, whatever the case might be. And we're getting more and more going every single day, guys. We're seeing more whales buy. We're seeing more institutions add treasuries, more companies. It's all adding up to adoption, right? You are quite literally front running the next 10 years of innovation in many different facets of tech, guys. Decentralized finance, right? Banking, payroll, you name it, cross-border transfers, right? Even the medical field, data, personal data, right? Like, just off the rails. Off the rails. Did you know the introduction of Bitcoin ETFs by major financial players in 2024 led to a substantial 50% increase in Bitcoin's prices post-approval? Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So we keep an eye on the prize, my friends. We keep an eye on the prize. What do we got? Dustin says, are you surprised Plume's fallen below 2 cents? I'm surprised this project didn't hold up at least 4 to 5. I'm not surprised. It's going to have more downside just because the whole market is, right? It has nothing to do with any individual project as an individual project goes. When the whole market falls, and I've said this, guys, I've been saying this forever, right? Even when things were looking bullish and stuff, you'd have like people from XRP community saying that, you know, the rest of the market's going to fall, but XRP is not going to have a bear market or whatever the case might be. There is no project that's good enough to not go into a bear market. Everything sees a bear market, right? Regardless. Even different asset classes, stocks, precious metals, everything will see ups, everything will see downs, right? So it doesn't surprise me that Plume is down. In fact, I see it going a little bit lower, and that is where I think the great entry points will be on a phenomenal RWA project in Plume. Absolutely. Metal detecting in England. Looking forward to the part 2 Jasmine documentary. It is coming, guys. It is coming. I got one of those Bitcoin NM miners for Christmas. There's not much chance of hitting a block, but it's lots of fun. Hey, and you know what? Every single day it's a drop in the bucket, right? Every single day is a drop in the bucket. Absolutely. Can I get an amen to that? What else do we have? Could 2026 spark a fresh wave in the crypto world? Let's talk about it. A lot of controversy around this subject, guys. Dawn Crypto, a well-known entity in the cryptocurrency arena, has recently provided an insightful analysis of current market conditions and offered guidance to enthusiasts navigating these waters. The onset of the new year's sees a decline in altcoins, which has set the stage for expectations of minimal activity, especially with the U.S. financial markets closed for festivities. This lull has prompted reflection within the crypto community. In the latter part of 2025, a considerable number of traders liquidated their holdings, a reaction to the prevailing 4-year cycle theory that forecasts a downturn in 2026. Consequently, altcoins have slid back to critical support zones while Bitcoin stays within a limited range. Dawn Crypto highlights that the market remains in a phase of slow consolidation. So, what should current market participants do? With market conditions still ambiguous, sidelining may be prudent until clear signs emerge, which is what I've been saying in our VIP community, guys. What we're doing is we are accumulating stable coins and other minor assets, other asset classes right now while we wait for the perfect opportunity to pounce. So definitely get over to our community, guys, and Get with the program, man. Get the plan in place. Let's keep rolling. Signaling a conclusion to this stagnant period, advice from Roman Trading suggests that even those looking for short-term gains should avoid the markets until the post-holiday calm has returned. Last year witnessed a sizable $9 trillion rise in U.S. stock markets, while $325 billion evaporated from crypto markets. Liquidity favored stocks over cryptocurrencies, reflecting wider risk market trends. However, the recent approval of several altcoin ETFs during the last year's final quarter heralds a potentially lively entry into the new period. If crypto does not face 2 consecutive years of drought, the support of ETFs might usher in growth not only for Bitcoin, but for altcoins as well in 2026. In his initial Bitcoin forecast for the year, Pope envisioned an impending rally, predicting a potential $90,000 test next week to herald the start of an upsurge. Yet, the upcoming MSCI resolution on January 15th and the imminent Supreme Court tariff ruling could be influential. If 2026 is to be the year of growth, it might ignite as soon as the end of January. Alternatively, the crypto sector might delight us with unpredicted positivity. So we could see a little bit of upside, guys. We could see a little bit of upside. I personally have made multiple arguments for crypto to move to the upside and multiple arguments for crypto to move to the downside, giving you all of the macro conditions for you to make an educated decision on which direction you think the market's going to go. I've told you the direction I think it's going to go. So we covered this on the brink of exciting moves in 2026. Oh, we didn't cover this, so let's go. Yes, we did cover that. Sorry. All right. So we also have this, guys. Check it out. Tether has added, boom, 8,888 Bitcoin in Q4 holdings, reaching 96,185. So that means, guys, at this point, Tether, Strategy, Tom Lee's BitMine, and what's that company out in Asia again? Can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me. Anyway, these institutions, they're all accumulating still. Do you think for 1 second, if they thought that the market was going to be devastatedly rocked further to the downside? I do think there is another leg down, but not like we saw on October 10th. Yes, there's BlackRock as well. Thank you, Metal Detecting England. But do you think that these companies, these institutions, would be so aggressively accumulating if they didn't see potential upside in the near future? Of course they wouldn't. They didn't become multimillionaires and billionaires because they're stupid, right? So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. We also have Tether accumulating, like I said. Let's jump over to Squawk Box and see what's going on over there. All right, so TRM Labs, Ari, on AI in crypto crime will likely see a significant increase in 2026. Get yourself a self-custody wallet, guys. Use our link down below, decent biometric wallets, not your keys, not your coins. Don't get hacked. Don't get your stuff stolen.
Crime is rapidly becoming a focal point for 2026. Joining us now, Ari Redboard, TRM Labs Global Head of Policy. It's good to have you on. You got a lot of background in all kinds of cyber crime, I think. Ari, and I guess we'll start with a lot of it is state-sponsored. A lot of it is individuals. Is it more state-sponsored now in terms of crypto? I know Russia has been implicated. Just go into some of the background.
Terrific. Yeah, no, thank you so much. Happy New Year. And thank you for having me on today. Look, over the last few years, the use of crypto, we've seen proliferate in a whole host of different crimes. For example, this year, we've seen about 2.7 billion in hacks on cryptocurrency businesses. To your question, about half of those, even a little bit more than half of those, have been attributed to North Korea, which has really professionalized, industrialized the hacking and then the laundering of large amounts of funds Of that 2.7 billion, 1.5 billion alone was attributed to a hack by North Korea in February of this year, 2025, to account for about half of that, the largest ever, let's say, bank robbery in human history, 1.5 billion to be used for weapons proliferation and other destabilizing activity. Look, we've seen a huge year for the digital asset ecosystem. We've seen activity increase by about 50% from last year in the U.S. alone. Bad actors go to where the money is, and that means individual cyber criminals, but it also means nation states like North Korea.
Right. And cybercrime and corporate malfeasance predates anything Bitcoin ever had anything to do with. I've made this point so many times to the politicians, some of them that have some vested interest, to bank executives that don't want to get disintermediated.
They don't understand.
The former Treasury secretaries, the former SEC chairman, they all talk about crypto. Oh my God, crypto. And if you look at the history of fraud, what percentage of financial fraud is crypto? They did just fine using dollars. 98% of it.
I have been doing the same thing with the same people, I think, for many years now. Look, I spent about 11 years as a federal prosecutor at the Department of Justice, and I investigated cases involving bulk cash smuggling and networks of shell companies and high-value art. There was no TRM to track and trace those things on open public ledgers. So the reality is that crypto is a paradox, right? We can now move funds faster and in larger amounts than ever before, but we can also trace and track those funds to ultimately seize them back. And 2025 has been a huge year for that. We've seen the DOJ take down a huge scam network called the Prince Network that was run by some leaders at the highest levels of the Cambodian government. We've seen the TRM create the Beacon Network, which basically brought all of crypto on board to interdict and seize back illicit proceeds. So while you can steal larger amounts of funds and move them, law enforcement could also move much faster than we could in the traditional world.
Yeah, it goes back to cavemen, hitting someone on the head and stealing their shells or something.
Bad actors will, to your point, bad actors will always go to
it is great.
It doesn't matter what it's in. Right now,
it is a great way to do it, though. In certain respects, there's certain things that crypto does allow, but as you point out, not as anonymous as most people think. What about AI?
Anonymous at all.
That AI is going to make that even easier. Phishing will be better, and it'll even supercharge crypto scams and other just regular scams, I guess.
Absolutely. That was a huge theme for us in 2025, and we're going to see that continue in 2026. We've seen about a 500% increase in the use of AI for scam activity in 2025 from the prior year. We're likely to see significant increases in 2026. And that's exactly right. AI supercharges criminal activity. It doesn't change the landscape per se, but it allows bad actors to move faster and more effectively. You think about these deep fakes, right? We don't need emails and that are filled with broken English anymore. They can be perfect. They can be targeted at specific individuals. We can use video and we can use voice now. So really, AI is supercharging illicit activity, but really, really importantly, the good guys are also using it, right? At TRM, we're using it. The FBI is using it. Law enforcement globally is also using AI to move as fast as these bad actors. So on the one hand, we have to figure out how to stop the bad guys from using it. On the other hand, we really need to leverage it ourselves to go after this type of illicit activity.
All right. What else do we have? Yes. Wendy, I do think it was Bitwise. I got randomly talking to someone on New Year's Eve down at the pub, and he was talking about Bitcoin, and I had to go chat with him. We're talking for like an hour. Nice. There you go. There you go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right. What else do we have? Burning through it here, guys. Coinbase. Coinbase's base faces criticism over creator token experiments. Coinbase and its Ethereum-based Layer 2 network base have promoted the idea that creators can use blockchain technology to build strong and lasting communities. Through platforms such as Zora, Base encourages content creators to launch their own tokens. Recent events, however, suggest that this approach may not be working as expected. So they're trying to steal business from the likes of Pump.fun, most likely, right? They saw the success of that platform. The criticism grew after YouTuber Nick Shirley launched a creator token on Zora. The creator-focused on-chain social and non-fungible token platform. At first, the token attracted attention and reached a value of about $9 million. However, the success did not last long. The token's value later fell to about $3 million. This was partly because most of the trading came from existing crypto traders, not from new users. This shadowed that the token did not bring many new people into the ecosystem. Nick Shirley later, because involved in the political controversy after unverified allegations about daycare fraud spread online. Okay. Public figures and government officials discussed these claims, and they were referenced during the decision to freeze childcare funding in Minnesota. We're not going to get into the whole wasteful money in Minnesota thing right now. Many traders and developers on the Base network started to question whether creator tokens truly have real demand. Others argued that if a well-known content creator could not maintain interest in his token, then smaller creators would likely struggle even more. The struggle is real. It's not easy. Similar projects on Zora also experienced quick price increases followed by sharp declines with no lasting activity. So there you go, guys. Coinbase's Base sounds like they're trying to steal some business from the Pump.fun crowd. Don't know how well that's going to work. Solana whale buying dominates crypto buzz on New Year's Day. Let's get into it. Large wallet holders increased their positions across the Solana and related tokens on Thursday, cough, cough, Zebek, making Solana's accumulation the most discussed topic in cryptocurrency markets as 2026 begins. It is the most talked about blockchain all year long, right? Sentiment tracked repeated purchases of 10 or more Solana by whale addresses, signaling sustained interest despite recent price declines. Market cap across these assets vary significantly, but liquidity metrics remain robust. So Solana network starting the year strong is the long and short of it. Whales jumping into the ecosystem. And I said this last week, guys. We covered a story where this guy was saying that Ethereum was going to far outpace Solana in 2026. And I said, you know what? It might, because a lot of the tokenization of RWAs is going to be built over on Ethereum. However, do not sleep on Solana, guys. Very popular, staking for their ETFs all day long, but now Ethereum has it too, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Now, this story here shouldn't surprise anybody. Japan and South Korea push local currency stablecoins over USDC and USDT. So to sum this story up, guys, this isn't a surprise, right? Japan and South Korea obviously want their own economies to use their own stablecoins. They don't want their citizens to be using USDC, USDT, and stuff like that. That's just good business. This is not a surprise. Every country's going to do this, right? So, not shocking at all. And then also, on top of the whole scam thing, we also have this. Trust Wallet confirms security issues after user funds go missing. So, a hack over on Trust Wallet as well, my friends. People are losing money left, right, and center to hacks and scams. That is why we have to give a shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallets. Get your self-custody in check, guys. Not your keys, not your coins. Keep your crypto safe. You can even stake your crypto or your stable coin. If you're sitting in USDC right now, you can stake it and gain passive income on your Decent wallet. Why would you not do that, right? Don't leave your money on exchanges. Use our link down below. Get a great deal. Isaac, my dude, only super chat of the stream so far. Thank you for being yourself and guiding me through my journey. Hey, brother, I got your back always, my friend. You are mi familia, brother. Mi familia. Paul, good to see you again, my friend. That would be good for Jasmine. Yes, absolutely. I definitely like Solana more. Yes, I agree. But I'm not an or guy, I'm an and guy. I will gladly take them both. Absolutely. All day, every day. What else do we have, guys? We got another one from Squawk Box to kind of round things out. The market will end 2026 at about 7,400. Talking about the S&P.
The market, Sam Stovall, Chief Investment Strategist at CFRA Research. Good morning, Sam. And it's on everyone's mind. Does this, would this be 4 years if we had another good year in 2026? Is that likely in your view?
Good morning, Joe and Becky. Good to talk to you guys again. Yeah, actually, it's a good possibility. I think that the market's going to end 2026 at about 7,400. We got through the third year of this bull market, and third years tend to be the most challenging. And once you do that, then the market tends to last a total of about 6+ years. So I think given the growth in earnings that's expected for 2026, up 14%, close to 15% for 2027, I still think that there's upside potential in the year ahead.
What is that? That's not much, right? Where you're as far as the gain for 2026, you're down in that sort of that's almost consensus that the long-term average of the market is what, 7%, and then you add in dividends or something. You're looking for something.
Well, actually, Joe, if you go back to World War II, average price change has been 9.3%.
That's pretty good.
And so this would actually be a little less than 7%. So I think it's going to be a good year, but not a great year. 4 Pete's and 5 Pete's, meaning 4 consecutive years, 5 consecutive years. That's only happened 3 times in the last 85 years.
So each month it goes up like 0.6%, Sam, or could we see some ups and downs and some 10% breaks or more, or 20% gains that moderate? What do you? That's impossible to ask you for that.
Well, actually, not. History is a great guide, Joe, as you know. It's a good guide, but never gospel. But what I find is that in midterm election years, the average gain has been less than 4%. The frequency of advance has just been a little bit better than a coin toss at 55%. And the average drawdown has been 18%, which is by far the worst of the 4-year presidential cycle. So I think, V for volatility is how 2026 will end up being described. Yeah. But we have something to look forward to, because every midterm election year since World War II, from October 31 of that year until October 31 of the year after, the market has been higher and up by 16% on average, because the uncertainty has gone away.
I do think that the S&P 500 is going to work its way up for a good chunk of 2026. Maybe Q3, Q4. I think that's when you're really going to start to see a decline in precious metals and in your stocks, right? And I think that liquidity is going to start to ramp into the crypto space and like the Russell, stuff like that, more risk on assets, right? So, yeah, but Bitcoin trying to work its way back up to the 30-day, guys. Not too bad. Listen, I got to get out of here. I got some stuff to take care of. So I will see you guys tonight for the 8 p.m. The 8 p.m. live stream. Make sure you're here for that. And get over to our VIP community, guys. We just restructured things. We got some exciting things happening over there. You need coaching calls. You need assistance. You need more one-on-one time, or you need personalized time with me personally to help you. Listen, if you're in the red on your portfolio right now, you don't know what to do. Should you be selling in the red? What should you do? Let's sit down. Let's have a plan in place for your portfolio. Let's help you get back into the green, guys. Get over to the VIP community, daily trades, training courses, and so much more at your fingertips. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.